love this holographic foil. It's so bling. Hi everybody, today I'm going to be setting up my bullet journal for the month of August 2019. Now, I'm actually filming this mid-July because I'm having surgery. By the time this video goes live, my surgery will have already happened and fingers crossed it went okay. So my July bullet journal's actually not even hardly touched. The funny thing was this month I didn't touch my challenges. I didn't touch my challenges at all. Didn't touch my lettering. I've just been a bit swamped with finishing the book. Like you can see here, as of the filming, I'm still wrapping up the last bit, but this is all that's left of the book. My actual bullet journaling has been super sloppy, so I skipped a few pages ahead to leave room for anything I might choose to add or any pictures or anything for my recovery, but I figured I might as well get my August bullet journal set up now. It's going to be a little different because the last 4 months my life has been consumed with both writing this book and on top of that, and by the way, you can pre-order it, it's in the comments description below, hashtag hell yeah. My life has been consumed with both getting this book done and this upcoming surgery, and on top of all of that, all of the traveling I did in May and June. August, I don't have any traveling. I'm going to have a couple of big projects starting up in August, and one of them is something I've done before. It's just a big freelance project that I've worked on before, and I'll be working on that all month. But then also, I am going to start gearing up towards potentially opening a shop where I sell prints of my artwork. So, and I have some ideas for that. My patrons actually know about the series of paintings I'm going to be doing, and they're excited. You guys will be as soon as I can start letting you know about them. But point being is I'm going to need to plan that in August, and I'm thinking August is also going to be plan as you go. Now, this is subject to change. I think I've mentioned this at least once already, and if I haven't, August will very likely be a plan as you go month where I show how I use my planners every single day for the whole month. And the reason I'm going to start working on this, by the way, while I'm talking, I'm using these washi tapes from one of the more recent Simply Gilded boxes. I love the prettiness, and then the colors I picked to go with from Tombow are just this like series of really pretty kind of mermaidy colors. Anyway, that's what I'm going to use. Now, I'm telling you now that Plan As You Go may be happening in August. That may change. Like I said, as of the filming of this video, I feel like it's something I'm going to be able to do. I haven't had my surgery yet, so I don't know for sure. August is also the first month that school starts for my kids that month. And I have gotten requests in the past from some of you to do a Plan As You Go in a month where the kids are starting school, so you can kind of see how that, because it's kind of like vlogging, but not really. Like, I'm not actually vlogging my life, but instead I'm vlogging kind of like as it happens in my planner, and people are interested in seeing that as somebody who has, teenagers. One of my kids will be a sophomore, the other kid will be a 8th grader, so last year of middle school. I love this holographic foil. It's so bling. I need to put my focus page here, and I want to use this as a tracker for Plan As You Go, assuming I do it. That's 31 days. I don't know for sure if I'm going to be doing it every day as it is or doing it the day after like I did this last time, which actually was a little bit easier on me. If I do it, if I do wind up doing Plan As You Go, that's probably going to be what happens. So I should just put 30 days, but I'll put 31 just in case. The other reason I'm thinking about doing it in August is that I don't think I'll be able to do it any other month this year. September, we're going to New York most likely to visit with Jesse's family. October, I'm going to Portland for the candy shop event. And then November, we have big family Thanksgiving. And then December is just a hell month for everything. So this is probably my last really reasonable chance to do a Plan As You Go month. I think I envision this being a lot less colorful. This is kind of like tripping the light fantastic here, but I wound up off-centering this, so I added the doodles and the rest of it to kind of make it feel like I meant to do it that way. That wasn't really what I planned, but it's okay. Things don't always go according to plan. Nothing like function over fancy, right? I'm not sure what focus to put here yet, so I'm not going to. I'm going to wait till I do my power sheets. Originally I was going to try and just fill my power sheets during this whole like prep time for my recovery, but I realized I really need to just wait till the end of the month to do that. So this is going to wait to get filled out until I do my power sheets. But this is, again, a lot fancier than I've been doing lately, but I figured why not fucking go for it when I'm already kind of going like spooging fanciness all over this. This is going to stay the same as usual. It'll be my monthly intentions list and my challenges page. So I'm just going to get that set up right quickly. I've said in the past that the reason I kind of moved from doing all the frou-frou shit in my bullet journal was because it wasn't serving me anymore. It's a weird way to say it. Like, I feel like sometimes that like serving language is used in ways that maybe I wouldn't necessarily use it, but right now I feel like it was accurate, as in these things I was doing for reasons that weren't actually doing me any good. I was doing them for more performative reasons, but right now I'm just doing whatever feels right, and picking all these extra colors and doing some of this like frou-frou bullshit feels right at the moment. And maybe it's because while I'm filming this, I am super stressed out about my surgery, and maybe I'll change my mind in August and look at this and be like, girl, what the fuck were you thinking? I don't know. I'm again not making my intentions list yet. I know I've said in the past, Cindy, don't do things unless you're going to fill them out, but because I'm just doing this so far in advance, I really can't fill it out yet. So I'm not gonna mess with that. I'm just gonna get this all set up so that when Plan As You Go starts, assuming it starts, I can just kick right in, and those first couple of videos are gonna be full of a lot of actually doing the work that I've set up here. Almost spelled monthly wrong. It would be monthly. Damn it. The funny thing was, my intentions list for this month was super bare bones, mostly because even though I had so much to do, I was like, should I list all the things I have to do or just list them as I need to do them and save the time? And I elected to save the time, which is funny. The busier I am, sometimes the less of a list I make. But for now, I'm just going to leave this and fill it in when I get there. And then here is I'm going to say that it's already up, but it may not be because I'm going to do some scheduling. But like I said, surgery, all that. So if not, please be patient with me. It will be up shortly. My Llama's Love Lettering and Rando Doodles challenge is again going to be one together. I think next month I'll split them up again, but I've been really liking doing them together for the summer, even though I didn't actually do them this month. This one came up because I was thinking about The Little Mermaid, the casting hat quote unquote controversy, which I think is just ridiculous. I think she's going to do great as Ariel, but the point being, and I had just done The Lion King, and what I decided to do was the sidekicks. I was just thinking in general about how there's so much thought given to like the hashtag Disney princesses or whatever, but these sidekicks often don't get as much play. And so I decided to do a Disney sidekicks challenge. Now, if I did not remember your favorite movie, I may not have seen it. I haven't seen a lot of the more recent shit, and I didn't put The Lion King on here because I just did The Lion King. But my favorite of all of these, personally, I love Gus and Jacques from Cinderella, and I absolutely, with every bone in my body, fucking love Scuttle from The Little Mermaid. He reminds me of me. Fucking absent-brained, whatever. Anyway, so here's my challenges for August. I'm not even going to write it on here because I don't feel like I need to. And then this will be my doodle page, and I'm going to divide it up with washi tape like I did before, even though I didn't use it. And the reason I'm not going back and reusing that is mainly because I want to have the record that I did not do it. That's important to me because it's a reminder that A, I don't always finish everything, and that's okay. And B, I'll remember how much work I got done in this month, and that doing lettering challenge was just not something I could keep up with, and that'll be a source of pride for me. But also the reminder to myself that like not finishing something is not the end of the world, and you don't need to cover that up. You don't need to hide your unproductivity. You don't need to hide, because it seems silly to say that about like a lettering challenge. Like, who the fuck cares, right? But in my life, in the big picture, I have a lot of trouble sometimes accepting when I can't get something done because I'm not feeling good or because I'm super busy or whatever the case may be. I have a lot of days where I'm not feeling good. So this is going to be for the doodles. I'm just going to fill them in here. And because I have a lot of days where I'm not feeling good, it's important to me to remind myself that if I don't finish something, it's not the end of the world. And so leaving that unfinished doodle spread is part of that, because it reminds me that even though I didn't finish it, life went on, Okay, I'm gonna quickly put in the tab. This is an Avery tab, by the way. now that those things are done, those are kind of the standard things I do in a month. The intentions, the challenges, the cover page, whatever. I actually have a handful more things I want to add, and this is mainly in preparation for the upcoming month. Things I know I'm going to be thinking about when August hits and I'm done recovering. I may even start some of this when I am recovering. Who knows? The first thing I'm going to do is set up a series of project planning pages for the Etsy shop. I want to do either a brain dump or a mind map. I'm not sure which yet. Marimundo, big fan of the mind maps, and I'm thinking that might actually be a better way to approach this than just a standard brain dump, because I'll be less likely to forget things, I think. Then once I've done the brain dump, I need to have a couple of pages to divide all the things into categories and to think about how much time they have, which things are big projects that need to be broken down, and then maybe break those down, which things are small tasks that need to be assigned. So this will be like the breakdown and analysis page. And then this page here is going to be, this spread here is going to be a timeline, or maybe just this spread. I'm not sure yet. Mostly blank. I'm just putting these as placeholders, but if I can think of a good way to structure it, I will. And then finally just one page spread that's unrelated to that, and that's to finish the beadboard in our kitchen. It's been on our list, and we finally went and bought some of the stuff. I know exactly how that needs to be broken down, and I just want to list it out so that we can just check things off every weekend we have time. Because I want this done, damn it. So we'll start with the mind map and or brain dump. So I'm just going to put some thin washi here, and I'm going to put a post-it note on it because I don't know exactly which one I'm going to do yet. So I don't want to put any more structure besides the initial washi tape to kind of snazz up the page. And when I get to this point, I will yank that post-it note off and actually do that. If I wind up doing this for Plan As You Go, it may be that I do each step of this on different days, because I feel like sometimes when you sit and you like spooge out everything that's in your brain, oftentimes it's not necessarily the most productive thing to then immediately start like working with that information. Sometimes you just need to let your brain breathe and step away for a day and then come back. And not only will you have more like mental energy now that your brain has kind of had like a little bit of a rest, but you may actually remember some things you forgot. So I'm going to start this by just putting brain dump / mind map, and that way when I come back to it, I will remember what the hell this spread was for. The next spread is going to be like organizing the tasks, breaking it down, analyzing all of that shit. So this I put analysis because that's exactly what this is going to be. Take these things from here, list them out, list the tasks, break them out into different things. And then this last one is going to be a timeline. It's going to be like kind of a generic timeline before I hit the Google Calendar and start assigning things. And then this page that I'm working on is going to function kind of similar to a Kanban board. If you don't know what that is, you can look it up on YouTube. There's a bunch of videos on it, but it's a method of project management where you have all of your shit in like different buckets and you move it as it gets used. And that's kind of how I work with my like task list. It's sort of what I've always done, where I like monthly, 2 weekly, 2 daily task lists. But what I'm going to do here is have this be the to-do pile of tasks. And then I'm going to like divide this page up and have it be in progress. And I'll just have them on like little page flags or something. And then the other side will be done, and I'll just list them here and get rid of the Post-its so that I'm not completely full of Post-its. So this will be for those specific tasks that get brain dumped here, analyzed here, and then this will be kind of where I'm keeping track of them, because this will be over the course of a couple of months. And then finally, the last thing I'm going to do is my Beadboard Project page. You would think I could use this same Kanban method for my beadboard, but it's a much smaller project. If I wanted to do all my house projects this way, then I would, but I feel like that would just demoralize me more than anything else, because like this is not going to, the work that we have to do on our house is not the work of like even a couple months or even a year. It's going to be like for fucking ever. Hashtag homeownership, hashtag massive pain in my ass. But I wouldn't give it up. I think I've mentioned before, either here or on the podcast or both, that I grew up with a lot of housing insecurity. My parents were super poor and we were always getting evicted, and it left me with a massive fear of landlords. And so I would much rather deal with the anxiety of being a homeowner than the stress I had when I had to deal with landlords, even though my husband and I are great tenants. So there's no real reason to be that stressed out. All right, there's my list. Finish matching the paint color because we have white IKEA cabinets and I don't want the beadboard to be painted a slightly different white and have it look wonky. And then buy the paint. We already have the chair rail and everything else. We've purchased that already. Install the chair rail along the top. The beadboard itself is also already installed. It just needs to have the finishing pieces of trim and then have the whole thing get caulked and spackled and then sanded down after it's dry and then paint it. And then once it's painted, the last things, which aren't actually the beadboard, but are the things we want to do immediately after, is get the new table ordered, because we're putting in a booth into the kitchen instead of a freestanding table. Because of the shape of our kitchen, it just makes more sense. Ordering the new table, build and install it, and then hang up the wall art, and the kitchen will be pretty much finished for this iteration of it. So this is a whole project that we should be able to finish in August, assuming I don't feel like ass and the children don't get up to too many shenanigans. Fingers crossed. Anyway, that's my bullet journal setup. It's kind of bare because it is the middle of July, but this is how I want to go into the month of August with this much. If you would like to see more meat in this, then make sure to subscribe so that you can see either plan as you go in August, or if I don't wind up doing it, if there's the chance I don't do it, at the very least I will film a video filling the rest of this in once recovery is done and I am prepared to actually do all of this thinking. So subscribe, stay tuned, etc., etc. And I would love to hear from you in the comments below how you tackle a big project. Do you sit down and plan it out? Do you just sort of willy-nilly do it? Do you have project planning software that you use? Do you have a specific kind of spread that you use? What do you do? How do you plan a big project, breaking it down into chunks and then figuring out when to do it? Let me know. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video.